Hey guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor and your leverage for change. Today I'm coming to discuss something that a lot of individuals have a problem with, but nobody speaks about it. It's like the elephant in the room that everybody has an issue with, but nobody wants to discuss. And so everybody go around pretending to live this life of happiness, but they're suffering from something called the fear of being alone. And I did a previous video about the fear of being alone and what can happen when we fear being alone, how we can get into the wrong relationships, how we can stay into the wrong relationships. And so I want to go a little further to really discuss the pros and cons of being alone. And I want to of being single is probably what I should say. But a lot of times people have this perception that being single means being alone. And I want to correct that, because being single does not necessarily mean that you are alone. It means that you're not partnered up with somebody else. But that does not mean that being single means that you have to be alone or feel alone, right? So I just want to go and discuss some of the pros and the cons of being single and it does not, and really dispel the belief that being single means being alone, right? So in discussing these pros and cons, I want really for you to really open your mind, because a lot of individuals that I have spoken to, I've had the experience of a meeting in my coaching sessions. They fear being alone. They fear being single, because to them, being single means that they're alone, or it means being alone, or it means having a kind of a stigma, because apparently being single, there's a stigma in society about being single. It means like, it's as if like everybody else thinks that nobody wants you, or you can't find a partner for whatever reason. But let me correct that for you guys before I even move forward. There are a lot of individuals in relationships. There are couples, lots of couples, married for a few years and married for 30, 40, 50 years, and they feel alone. And nothing is worse, guys, than feeling alone when you are in a relationship. It is even worse than feeling alone when you are single. All right, so let me just dispel that thought so you understand that being single does not necessarily mean that you're alone, but you can be a part of a couple and feel totally alone, right? So let's just just correct that perception right now. Now, this is just a very common fear and nobody talks about it. So I wanted somebody to talk about it, because I believe that once you bring something up into your consciousness, guys, that's when you're able to address it, make meaning from it, and change that belief system. If you never ever speak about it, then it will just stay there into your subconscious, and that's where you're going to be acting from. You're going to be acting out of this belief that being single means that you're alone. And that is not true. Okay, so let's look at the pros and cons of being single. It means that you can go where you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want, right? When you're married, you have to kind of get the buy-in from the other person, get permission maybe, make plans, or, it's not as easy as when you're single. You can just get up and go when you want, where you want to go, with who you want to go with, and for as long as you want to, as long as, of course, other life circumstances allow that, like your job or something like that, right? Or other responsibilities you may have. When you're single, a pro is that you don't have to ask permission or input from anyone to do what you want to do. You are free to make a decision. You have that autonomy. You can find your stuff exactly where you put it down. You come back, it's right there. Nobody is in the house moving around your stuff and putting it where they feel is best for it to go. You can find your stuff. Nobody's going to complain to you that, oh, the dishes need to be done, you should do the dishes before you go to bed. You can do your dishes, you can do whatever cleaning or household chores you want when you want it, when you feel like it, when you're up to it, right? You can you can be as silly and ridiculous as you want. You can get up and dance like crazy or sing at the top of your lungs even though you can't sing, and nobody's there to say shut up. All right, you can do all that. You're free to do all of that. You can be authentic, your authentic self, without fear of condemnation from somebody else, right? Or some kind of sarcastic remarks. You can decorate your space exactly how you feel like it. If you want to have what you call that, black and white, or bright colors, or just white all over the place, you can do that. You don't have to compromise on that, and you don't have to ask permission on that. You can hang out with whom you want, when you want, wherever you want, right? As I said before, you're free to make choices without consulting your partner, as I mentioned earlier. You're free to pursue your dreams. I have so many clients that tell me that, you know, they can't pursue their dreams because either their partner complains about certain things, and then they just feel guilty trying to pursue their dreams, right? They're not encouraged to pursue their dreams. It's as if pursuing their dreams is going to be a negative thing for the other partner. Perhaps the other partner doesn't have any dreams, and then they don't want to see you achieving your goals because then it's going to make them look bad. And so a lot of these times these things happen, guys. These things happen. It's you know, so that's something you have to look at when you're in a relationship, right? Is this person on the same wavelength as you are? One of the other pros is that you have less anxiety because of all the other stuff that I said before. You have less anxiety due to quarrels and confrontations and all kind of miscommunications with a partner that is not healthy. By the way, guys, I should have said this at the beginning, but this video is primarily about the pros and cons of being in a relationship with someone that it's an unhealthy relationship, right? Being in a relationship that is not healthy, right? The pros of being by yourself are the ones I just mentioned earlier, and now the cons of being in an unhealthy relationship is that every day you have to wonder what, you know, instead of being, some people are so afraid of being alone that they stay in unhealthy relationship, or they enter on unhealthy relationships even when they see the red flags waving at full wind, right? Full power. They will go in there because they're afraid of being alone. They just have to have someone, anyone, just so they don't feel alone. But as I said before, there are so many individuals in relationships, marriages, couples, who feel alone in that relationship. And what can be worse than feeling alone in a relationship when there's somebody there that you hoped would have been somebody you could have been, you know, feel as a partnership with, and enjoy your time with. So some of the cons of being in a relationship because you're afraid of being single and you go into this relationship, or you stay in one, is every day you wonder what new behavior or what kind of new crisis your partner will manifest to make your life miserable. You get up in the mornings just thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen today? You know, you're constantly stressed. You're constantly stressed, walking around on eggshells, trying to defend, trying not to offend your partner. By what you say, what you do. It's like you're just a prisoner in your own home, basically, when you're in a relationship that is not healthy for you, just because you fear being alone. Another con is that you will feel alone, as I mentioned earlier. Some people feel alone even when their partner is right there in the same room with them. There's no connection in any way. There's no emotional connection. There's no personal connection, nothing. There's a coldness, and it's worse, especially. You know, it's worse when you have someone there and you feel this distance, this coldness, this wall, this just this feeling of not being wanted. When you're in a room with somebody you want to be with, and but that is a feeling you get. You feel alone even though there's somebody else right there, right? They could be right in the sofa next to you, but you feel alone. Now, what could be worse than feeling alone in a relationship like that than to be single and happy, right? Being by yourself and choosing who you want to hang out with, right? The other con is this can really play havoc with your self-image and your self-esteem. A lot of people who I've dealt with, who have really helped in my coaching practice, is people who have been in these relationships and they have no self-image. Their self-image has been eroded by their partners, because they make them feel less than and unworthy of love. They feel that they feel like they're not worthy of somebody's love or somebody's attention, because they're constantly being ignored or put down or devalued, right? So that is another con when you're in a relationship that is not healthy and that you should have left and should not be in or entered into the first place, right? It's better to be single and happy than to be in something like that, believe me. Then you're unhappy. You're just generally unhappy and miserable. And sometimes you take out this unhappiness and misery on others. You may go to work, and so your friends, if you have any friends, because probably nobody would want to be around you because you're so miserable because of this relationship that you're in that is unhealthy, and that person makes you feel so miserable. And so now you extend that misery onto other people. One of the other cons is that people, as I say, that you're in this relationship, but it's more like that you have a roommate versus a couple. You're not a couple. It's like you have a roommate, because you feel so disconnected from that person that you hardly even come together, maybe to sit down and watch TV or to eat. And even then, that's not even, always what happens. Sometimes you eat in separate rooms and you watch TV in separate rooms, and you're just housemates or roommates or whatever it is that they call it, right? So how can you be single and not feel alone? Let's look at some of the things that you can do so that, being single for you is a healthy way to just be with yourself, to be comfortable being alone with yourself, and also to be able to form relationships outside of yourself, that you go out and now you can enjoy other people's company of your choosing. All right. So how can you do this? Join some groups. Now they have a lot of meetup groups with different kind of focus of hiking or biking or swimming, whatever it is that they do. Food, people will go to dinner and eat and in groups, and so you can go there and meet people who have similar hobbies or similar things that they enjoy. And you meet these people and you enjoy these people. You don't go out there looking for a partner. You just go out there looking to meet new friends and socialize. And then if a partner comes along who is the right person for you, who is a healthy individual in their emotional health, then things can move on from there. The next thing is that remember that what you give out, you will get back. Meaning you can't just sit there in a corner and just not participate in the group and expect that people are just going to come over there, and you have to be out there open to make new friendships. All right. Remember also to take your time to choose your friends, guys. All the time, you always have to be looking for friends that is going to enhance your life and not to pull you down, right? Remember also that, as they say, birds of a feather flock together. So you have to be really careful about the people that you choose to be in your life. They can be an asset or they can be a detriment to your emotional health and physical health sometimes, right? So you can go and you can connect with your family. Have regular, to call your family, visit your family, go out with your siblings or your parents, or take your parent, whatever it is. Connect with your family, your cousins, whatever it might be, right? Learn a new skill, because in learning a new skill also, if it's in a group setting, you can meet others who have similar ideas of how to enjoy or what skills they want to learn. All right. Pursue your dream. Never ever allow anyone to stop you from pursuing your dream. Everybody's created with a gift, and this is the gift that you should be using in the world to pursue your dream. And so, the one of the cons in a relationship is that sometimes I have a lot of clients who cannot pursue their dream because of they're in a relationship, and the person does not want you to do that. So get outside, guys. Get outside. You're not going to have people coming up to your door and knocking on your door to make friends with you or get to know you. I mean, that's very unlikely. I mean, it might happen. And when it happens, if that happens, it could be a little weird. So go out and choose the places that you want to meet people, and you will, and you get to know people, right? You have to put yourself out there. You have to get comfortable putting yourself out there. How do you get comfortable putting yourself out there? Take baby steps, guys. Don't just go on. I mean, yes, some people can do the jumping into the deep end of the pool and either you sink or swim kind of a thing. But for most people, it works better when they take baby steps. So go out to the park. Go to the pool, the neighborhood pool or something like that, and just sit there and meet friends, say hello, whatever it might be, have, conversations, watch the people, just kind of get out there, get outside into the world. That's where you'll meet people, right? Do it small. So you go out there, you don't have that kind of a thing that you have to be with anybody. You just sit there and enjoy, the nature, or you can enjoy the people around you, right? You can also go to the park, go to the pool, sit and people watch, go to enjoy nature, go for a walk, go for a run, go to the movie by yourself, right? Go to the movie by yourself, get comfortable being alone, go to a restaurant by yourself, go to have lunch, breakfast or dinner, and then go to a gym by yourself, then take it a little up a notch, go to a local hotel and spend a night by yourself in maybe a beachfront area somewhere you can enjoy and spend that night by yourself. Then you can go to another state and spend the night by yourself and enjoy that area. And then you can travel internationally and travel and do that by yourself. Guys, believe me, it takes work, it takes consistency, but it can be done. I have done it, and if I can do it, anybody else can. I travel a lot by myself internationally, just me, myself, and I. Sometimes I meet a group where I'm going, sometimes I don't. I went to Thailand by myself, didn't have a group. I just went, got to a hotel and did my tours myself, right? So you guys, it is possible. And that is the only way that you can get comfortable with being single, but not necessarily being alone. There is a certain freedom to being single, and but you don't have to be alone, guys, because we all need that socialization with other people. We're created to socialize. We're not created to be by ourselves and just sit in a little hole and be a hermit in the house and never come out and do anything. All right, guys, so hopefully you got something from that, and I hope that it encourages someone out there to go out. And you're single, don't go rushing into a relationship that might be unhealthy for you. Take your time. It will come. The right person will come along when it's the right time, okay? Just take your time and enjoy your singleness right now. This is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor and your leverage for change. Guys, please, thank you so much for watching, by the way. I know it's a fairly long video, 18 minutes and 40 seconds right now. And so I would like for you to please share this video, like it, and also subscribe to my channel if you found some value in my videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.